Right then, hello everybody. We've got 3 people in the chat so far. We've got Peter Ray's Adventures. Oh, you've changed your name, have you, Peter? I don't know, I kind of like that name, Peter Ray's Adventures. Although, I'm not trying to be horrible, but can you please put a capital A? It really annoys me. It's like my OCD, it gets me, you know, when you see Peter Ray's Adventures. It's a great name, but it just annoys me, that little A. Oh, it really does. Anyway, I'm not trying to be horrible, it just annoys me. Anyway, so we've got Hi Lego Man. Oh, thank you very much. Is that a compliment? I'm hoping that's a compliment. Right, so I didn't know what topic to go for today. I've actually been thinking the last few weeks that I've kind of done, like, everything. Not necessarily in just my Thursday Talks episodes, but in, like, all my videos. Like, I've got over 500 videos now. I've done like almost everything there is to do on reselling, and I've kind of just thought, you know what, like, there's not a lot that I actually really want to do. Like, I've ticked off all the videos I wanted to do, and some. I've ticked off all the topics on Thursday Talks I want to do. I've got one video coming out on Saturday that I've wanted to do for a while. It's basically, well, I won't go into detail on what the video is because I want that video to be a bit of a surprise, but if you want to know what that video is, you can go over to Instagram because I did a post about it on Instagram, but that's the only video. When that video comes out on Saturday, that's the only video, like, that I, like, haven't done and that I wanted to do for a while. Every other video I've just done. Like, if you go on my channel like this, just search whatever you want about reselling. It's probably there. I'm sure there are a few things that elude me, but because I don't know that I've not done them, I can't really, you know, I've not got the knowledge to be able to do them because I don't know I've not done them. So, yeah, until I find out what those other things are, I don't know. I'm just kind of, I'm just going to chill and maybe do, you know, a few haul videos, sales updates, the usual. And yeah, because I've kind of done all the different things with reselling videos that I want to do, which is quite nice. So I can kind of like take a break now and just sort of chill and do any old videos, really, the whole videos, that sort of stuff. So ad is a bully. I know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it to be a bully. It just gets me. It just gets me, the little A. Does it not get anyone else? Like, if you've got, like, OCD or anything, that little A, you know? It's like on the new Doctor Who logo, but I think it's the W that isn't capital. So, when you see it, you can't not see it, and then it really annoys you. So, yeah, I learnt that off a podcast I've been watching the last week, a Doctor Who podcast, which I won't ramble on about, but I'll just tell you that I've been watching it. So, it's called the Big Blue Box Podcast, if you want to listen to it. Very, very good. It's honestly, it's an amazing podcast. So yeah, definitely, if you're into Doctor Who, check that out. You probably already know about it anyway, but I've followed one of the guys who's been on there on his YouTube channel for quite a while, and he's always mentioned he's had this podcast, but I've never really looked into it. But I tell you what, it's perfect for burning through those listings. You know, I would say try and latch onto a podcast. You know, if you're listing, that's always a good thing to do. I did it for a while with, what's it called? Scavenger Life. I couldn't remember the name then. I was thinking, what is that called? No, Scavenger Life. I did that for a while and I really got into their podcast. I'm assuming theirs is still going. I need to have a listen to that, but there was quite a few weeks where I listened to that and it was really, really good. So try and get a podcast down. That's, like, these podcasts are brilliant for listing. And it's funnily enough, the video I'm doing on Saturday is a podcast. I'm not trying to big it up and make people listen to that podcast while they list. I know that might appear the way, when the podcast comes out on Saturday, it might have appeared to you, oh my god, all he was doing was trying to promote it. I'm not trying to promote it, but it kind of sounds that way. Anyway, I'll get on with the chat here, because I'm already way behind. Lex Oliver, topic suggestion, rewind 2 years, what would you do different? I would do, one sec, right, I would do not a lot different. I really like where I've come from, I like where I've been. Let's have a look. I like kind of where I like the journey I've made. I don't like, you know, I like the problems I've had. I like the things that I've got through. I like the PayPal issues. I like the eBay issues. I like everything about my reselling. Like, it's so hard to think about what I would have done different, because I don't think I would have done anything different. I like what I've done. I like what I've achieved. I like all the things that have happened. You know, I like all the different all the things that have stood in my way to stop me, you know, achieving those goals. Because the things that stop you from achieving your goals are the things that help you achieve your goals. So what I mean by that is, if you do something, for example, if you get on like the GSP or something like that, and you're having trouble with it, not necessarily like there's a GSP sale gone wrong, but you literally don't know how to sign up properly, or you don't know how to get on board with it or anything like that. If you do it wrong the first time, and if you really have a hard time getting involved with that, whatever that thing is, then when a problem comes along later down the line, it won't bother you as much, because you've already had that first issue that you tried to work through. So I always think to myself, if I do it wrong the first time, that's always good, because then I think to myself, next time I'm going to get it spot on. So I wouldn't do much different. The only thing I would do different, and I mentioned this on a video a few weeks ago, it might have been Thursday Talks, I would sell more Doctor Who stuff, obviously, but yeah, that's the only thing I would do differently. What did you start selling, and what would you only sell now if the item's paid enough? I would just sell like Lego minifigures. They're so easy. They're so like easy to store, easy to pack, easy to list. I've said it 100 times. I absolutely love dealing with Lego minifigs, but the only thing is like getting enough high value ones of them, because you can't, if you buy big job lots of them, you can't just like get the high value ones. You kind of have to take it all in most circumstances, even down to the little £2 ones, and then you end up having like an inventory with like, you know, 500 or 1,000 £2 minifigs, where yeah, okay, you might be getting like 50p on each one or something, but it's just not worth it for me. So I would like to do Lego minifigs, but I would have to exclusively do like the higher value ones, and actually sourcing them in that fashion is quite hard. So I don't know. I would do Lego minifigs, but I just don't think I could to like, you know, just do Lego minifigures. I could certainly get job lots of them like I do from time to time and sell them alongside other stuff, but yeah, I couldn't just do them. But yeah, they would pay enough if you got the right ones and stuff. I was very offended by your rejection of my marriage proposal. Well, it wasn't a proposal. You just said if I had outbuildings or something, was it? I don't know. Oh, social media is free. Social media is a free-for-all totes. What's totes? Does that mean totally? I think that means totally. I need to get a better system, because every minute I have to like touch my mouse to get down there to look at the chat. I need like a board with like the chat on, you know, like a little computer screen here that rolls the chat on for me. You know, like one of those, oh, what are they called? Teleprompter, is that right? Where the newsreaders read off it. Is that right? Teleprompter? I think it's right. I think teleprompter's right. But I need one of them like there, and then I can just like look at it and then quickly look back there, instead of like doing this, scrolling down the chat. That's just me trying to think of more ways to make this process efficient. But yes, my mind is a burden to me. I always have to better myself. Right, and let me go down, because I'm way below on the chat. Oh no, I'm not way below on the chat. There's just not that much chat. How many have we got in? 19. We're a bit low today. I don't know why that is. Yeah, so have you got any more questions? I was worried that I would be, well, it'd be one of them days where I'm trying to keep up with the chat again, but I don't think it will be, or maybe it isn't. So, yeah, it looks like we're at the end of the chat, so that's pretty cool. Auto queue, that's it. Yeah, South London Resale auto queue. So yeah, I was kind of like wondering what topic I should do today. I was like, I don't know what I should be talking about, and I thought to myself, you know, I could talk about I could talk about investing, I could talk about cryptocurrency, I could talk about Doctor Who, I could talk about reselling, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I know that this isn't a channel that's like for investing or Doctor Who or anything, so it does make me think, like, maybe I do need to create another channel, like I've been saying for so long, like create another channel and do it on one of these topics, because I feel like I need to, as much as I like vent or I talk about reselling, I feel like I need to talk about those more. But then again, if I start a new channel, it's like, I probably won't get many views on it, and then it's like, well, I don't really want to do it if I'm not going to get at least a few views on it. So yeah, I mean, at least like 100 or something. Right then. Let me have a look. I'll just go up very slowly to see if there is anything else I've missed. The sentiment is the important thing. Don't care for grammar. Strangely, I get annoyed with people who want to correct grammar. Oh, that's very funny. Oh my god. Yeah, so, oh, also, I know this was a while ago, but I did see your, what was it, live stream, Shelster Rooney. I think that was, what was that jug now? Yeah, I think it was Adam's Royal Ivory, that jug, which is, I believe they were like sort of Art Deco period. I've not looked into the company that much, but I think they were like kind of that Art Deco period. So that was quite a nice jug, actually, nice little jug. But obviously, it wasn't like, it's not going to be mega valuable, but I think I said in the comment that it would be 10 quid. But what got me onto that is, when I just saw your name there, I realised I didn't have a clue that you had a YouTube channel until you said that to me. So it just shows that all these people are popping up and getting YouTube channels, and I'm just not keeping up with it. Like, you know, a year or two ago, it was easy. There was, you know, a handful of channels, you could keep up with everyone, but nowadays there's just so many popping up, and it's brilliant because, you know, I was always the one to say a year ago or so, get involved, get a channel, get a reselling channel. And obviously, maybe it was from me, a few people did that, maybe it was from Nick or from Zahir or whoever else saying it, but obviously, you know, some people have took that on board and got some channels, and obviously now it's just growing and growing and growing. So, I mean, I see a new channel up every week or something like that anyway, so yeah, it's brilliant, because the reason I like people creating new channels is because YouTube is a platform that allows you to see people, like actually see people on video form, and you can connect with them a lot better than on Facebook or something like that. Now, yeah, okay, on Facebook you can do, you know, little videos and stuff. Instagram is good because Instagram you can do longer videos and you go live and all that sort of stuff. So Instagram is like the quick version of YouTube basically, but it's always good when you can go to these other people's profiles on YouTube or Instagram and actually see what they look like, hear their voice and stuff like that, because I always think on social media we're not actually social enough. Like, we're not actually seeing each other, we're just instant messaging each other. So, and you can get a bit like, not necessarily talking to a robot, but it feels like you're not that personal, you're not on that level of personal communication that you might want to be, or that some people might want to be. I'll just go down. I don't think it looks like we're alright. It doesn't look like there's too many question, flat earth, oh yeah, flat earth or hollow earth. What? I don't even get that, because the earth isn't hollow and it isn't flat, so that can't be, they're both wrong, surely. The earth isn't hollow and the earth isn't flat. Are you just trying to, like, make me really confused so that then I go completely off track? I think it might be one of those days again where people try and make me really confused and I end up not talking about reselling at all. If you were a punctuation mark, which would you be? That is a very good... It's one of those questions that, you know, like, makes you think about who you are. Like, what kind of soul animal would you be or something? I would say... I wouldn't be a comma. I wouldn't be one of them little ellipses. I think it's called ellipsis. Maybe an exclamation point, just because of how bold I am. But not a full stop. Not a comma. Not, what are we called? Not asterisk. What are we called? I forgot, what are those, apostrophe, that's it. I knew it was began with an A. I'm not apostrophe. I'd probably say an exclamation mark. What are you guys in the chat? Go on. Obviously, Lex asked that question. What are you guys? Do you feel like you're a comma, a full stop, an apostrophe, a exclamation mark? It's kind of one of them questions that make you think who you are. Like, if you say, you know, you're an exclamation mark, you might be a big and bold character. If you say you're a full stop, you might be quite to the point, might be more serious or something like that. If you say you're a comma, then you might be more, maybe a slower person or something like that. Not necessarily just with their speech, but maybe just like, you know, the manner of who you are is quite slow. I don't know, like, it's quite interesting. It's quite an interesting question, actually. Right then, where are we? I'm a question mark. Oh, very good. Yeah, that's a good one. Morons. Jamie Kenley said, "Oi, don't be like that. We're just having a bit of fun. There's no other bloody good questions in here anyway." I love Insta. Went live yesterday and chatted to some people who don't do YouTube, the little Insta family. Yeah, I've always thought that. And I always think Instagram is much more friendly. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that like people on YouTube aren't friendly, but what I mean is on YouTube you can get more hateful comments, all that sort of stuff. On Insta it's just like every comment is good, and I know it's not particularly great to like surround yourself with just people who are gonna praise you and think you're the best in the world. It's not good to do that. It's always good to have a level of honesty, but I do kind of like going on Instagram and it being friendly and everyone's kind of supportive rather than on other platforms. And even on Facebook, like the Facebook group sometimes for reselling can be a little bit, you know, not that supportive. So I think that it's good to, you know, Instagram's a nice little friendly reselling community, and if you are the kind of person who wants that, then it's brilliant. You know, I would definitely get on Instagram. I'd love to start a channel, but just haven't got the time to do it properly. Yeah, I would have. That's weird, actually, George. I would have thought, yeah, you would have been the kind of person to start a channel. I always think I'm gonna be very, very brutally honest now, right? And I'm gonna speak like a businessman. I'm not gonna speak like someone like me. I'm not gonna speak like ads. I'm gonna speak as a businessman. But when I first got into reselling, and I was just doing it, and I saw Nick on doing YouTube, and then I thought to myself, 4 months down the line, I thought, right, I've got a brilliant opportunity here, because when 4 months down the line, there was maybe 10 channels on eBay reselling on YouTube for the UK, probably 8 actually. Zahir, Fake Rachel was just before me. Ben Fitzpatrick had been doing videos 4 weeks when I started. We got Z, we got Nick, we got Tom, all those kind of people. And I was like, you know what? I can capitalize on this because I'm an early bird to this game. So if I do enough videos for long enough, I can get to, you know, 5, 10k subscribers, because Nick back then was like 3k or something. So I was like, wow, I could, if Nick gets to like, let's say Nick's always going to be the guy who's got the most subscribers, and that's fair enough, because he was like pretty much one of the first, except for Tom, obviously. So I thought, well, that's fair enough. He might get to like, you know, when he's at 15k, I might be at 5 or 10k. And then I thought to myself, well, if I'm at 5 or 10k, that's gotta be, you know, I mean, 10k, that's gotta be 400 quid a month on YouTube, 300-400 quid, depending on views, because it's not necessarily subscriber based. So I was thinking, well, I can do this. So I just started like ploughing out videos. I would keep going and keep going, but then something weird happened. It became not about the money. It became about helping people. It became about trying to strive to get these videos out to the people who need them, and maybe a little bit of entertainment or something like that along the way. And now I'm like, I know that one day I'm going to get to 5k or 10k subscribers, because I'm just going to do YouTube forever. So even if I'm like 70 and I reach it, it doesn't really matter. But I know that at some point, with the level of work I'm putting in, the level of improvements I'm making, I'll get there. So that was kind of the story of why I started out. It was kind of like a business decision. I knew that if I did this, unfortunately, I wasn't the guy that people picked because of my personality. The guy that people picked was Zahir, Ben, Cora, those kind of people, because they've got a more suited personality to what everyone else likes. My personality is eccentric, is weird, is maybe a little bit like, oh god, I don't want to watch you kind of thing. But Ben and Z and Cora and all those other ones whose channels have gone up a little bit faster than mine, they're all really, like, everyone can watch them. Like, they're real. I'm not trying to say they're mainstream or anything, but they're really friendly. Everyone can watch them. They've got a great, they know what they're doing in terms of video production. They've got great edits, all that sort of stuff. And that means, and as well as like other people, who else has taken off? I don't know, I think there's one or two other people that took off a little bit. But they all took off. Obviously, I'm now at 2005, 2004. Really, I should be. If I had cut out my own personality, you know, from my videos and just did like the edits and, you know, did more car boot hunting videos and stuff like that, I'd be at 5-10k now. Honestly, I would be. And I could still do it. I could still just cut out my personality, do like just solely car boot hunting videos, you know, 6 to 10 minutes with really fast jump cuts. I could get 1,000, 2,000 views on each one after a while of building it up. And I could basically whip out the person I am and put in place of it someone who I'm not, just to get to 5 or 10k subscribers. But I'm not going to do that, because why would you whip out who you are just to get to that place? So yeah, that's, like, I'm being brutally honest there. That was the reason I started YouTube. It was a business decision. I knew there was a gap in the market. There was more search volume than actual creators doing videos, and that's why I'm at 2,500 now, or 2,400. Like, if anyone starts now in reselling, it's going to be super hard unless they do collabs with other resellers who are more established to get to even like 1,000 or 2,000, unless you have one of those personalities that fits that dynamic of people, you know, like the mainstream of all the people coming in, and they will, and then you'll just blow up. Someone who's doing it at the moment that I've seen that they've got really good growth is Sparrow's End, and I feel like it's just because she's such a likable person, and she just, all she has to do is be herself, and she's going to get those views, and I know that her channel is going to do really well. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's a one-size-fits-all. It doesn't mean that if you start a channel now, it's not going to work out, but it's going to be harder. It's going to be harder, and every year that passes, more and more resellers coming on, it's going to be harder and harder and harder to get in. It's like, you know, it's like with cryptocurrency, you know, more and more people jump on board, the price of Bitcoin goes higher and higher and higher, and then you get less for your money each time you're putting it in. So, you see, it's like, oh god, it's getting away from me kind of thing. So yeah, basically the smart people would probably, like, just start a channel now, give it the all, and then wait for the other people to drop off a little bit, capitalise on what they're doing and the gap in the market, and then steal the limelight from someone else kind of thing. That's the smart thing to do. I'm not saying go ahead and do it, I'm just saying, the thing is, what people don't understand is YouTube, if you want to do it and succeed, it's cutthroat. Like, you have to be like an exaggerated version of yourself. You have to be like on it with your editing, you have to be on it with everything. I'm not saying I've succeeded, I haven't succeeded, but I do know how to succeed. It's just I refuse to do it because I don't want to play the game of YouTube kind of thing. And yeah, I know like hundreds of people say, well, that's stupid, if you know how to do it, why don't you do it? But if I do it, I cut out the very soul of myself, and I can't do that, so I'm not going to do it. I mean, I tried doing it, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. I just thought, I don't like the person I will eventually become. So, yeah, anyway, I've just been very, very honest, probably too honest there, but yeah, so, we'll see who's in the chat. I have a friend who started out on eBay, she is not getting any sales. What advice would you give her? Keep listing, keep improving, get your pictures sorted, get your titles packed with keywords, I don't know, keep listing, just keep doing it, and the people who fail will be those who don't keep going. The people who succeed will be those who keep going. It is literally as simple as that. Like, as long as you keep going and you have the will to get this off the ground, you'll do it. It's not, all these different problems that arise, you'll just sort them. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to sort them, but you'll just sort them. So I would give her the advice of just keep going. And if you get a problem, sort it out, move on, keep going, keep listing more, and use the problems as motivation to get you to the next step. Like, you know, if you have like a problem with PayPal or eBay, I've had loads of different problems with both platforms, and Amazon, of course. If you have a problem, just use it. Like, I had this problem the other month about my Amazon account nearly getting deactivated because of one negative feedback. Yeah, that's right, one negative feedback, and my account goes down. So I managed to get the feedback removed. It actually wasn't at all very hard, but it's now motivated me to think, hang on a minute, I need to be selling more on Amazon, so then when I get a negative feedback, it doesn't affect I think it's my defect rate as much percentage wise. So you've got to use these problems to motivate you, to push you forward, and keep going. So yeah, and something like a big problem can actually really help you, because you're thinking like, oh my god, this is gonna take me one up. It's like, I know that I shouldn't reference this, but it's like a video game. It's like, you know, you're on like level 1, and then things are going alright, you've got a few like little monsters coming at you, but it's alright, you know, you can jump the hurdle, and then you eat one of them mushrooms, if we're calling it Mario, and then you level up a bit, and then you go into the next level, and you've got more and more listings on, and then suddenly there's more and more problems coming at you more quickly, and then you've got to jump faster, and then it's just getting faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. And then sometimes this is why people burn out or need to take a break, because they're like, I need to reset myself back to level 1 again before I can keep going, you know, in level 4 or level 5. So yeah, anyway, I've probably a terrible analogy there, but it's kind of how I think about it. It's only because Ken said that, Ken Chapman, he's like, I'm pretty sure he just said like, I just think of it as a video game now or something, or like, he said like life's a game, so I don't know what he said, but it was something like that, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, he said it on like a Facebook group one time, I don't even know. Ads is an into what? What even is that word? I don't even know what that word is. Interrobang. What is that? What does that word even mean? Hey, I'm not calling anyone a moron. Just answering Lee's question. Why, what did he say? Flat earthers, trolls or morons? Flat earthers. What is going on in this chat? I don't even understand half of this. Oh my god. And I'm actually quite far behind, so I apologise. Oh, I always get far behind. I've been doing vids since June last year, and I'm on 492 subs. Appreciate everyone for that. See, that's about where I was after a year. I was about 500 subs. So maybe it's not getting too hard to break into it, but I think that actually saying that though, Peter, you've done a lot of collabs. That's what I was saying. Like, the smart people will collab with people. You know, like if it's getting harder, like to break into reselling, what the smart people will do is like, you know, get on Messenger to one of the big guys, maybe in the US or maybe in the UK or whatever. Say, look, I've got this reselling channel, I've just started up. Could you take a look at my vids, all that sort of stuff? And then maybe, you know, after a few weeks of building a bit of a relationship or a rapport with them, you'll then say, you know, would it be alright if I sort of came on your show, or would you accept me as a guest on your show? And then you get on one of them big reselling shows. I think it would be a little bit hard to... Is the reseller pull still going? I think it is. I think it would be quite hard as a newbie to get on that, because I know they're quite stringent with who they allow on as guests and stuff. But you could certainly get on with one of the bigger guys fairly easily. Maybe like, you know, someone who's got 10k subs. So yeah, I think that, you know, the smart people do that. Then they get a load of subs from that. Then they keep going and they make their self known. Like, they like push out there and out there and out there and like keep going with it. It's just like, it's marketing. That's all it is. Social media marketing. That's literally all it is. And the best way, I honestly believe, in social media marketing is collabs, like just doing collaborations with people. And I don't do it half as much these days as I used to. I need to do some more, and I think that would be the only way for me not to feel like I've, you know, sort of cut out who I am. but still grow my channel in a good way. So yeah, I don't know, but let me have a look. Sounds good to me, ads. Not interested in haters unless they are very funny. Yeah, I don't mind. I've had a few, like, oh my god, someone gave me a negative comment ages ago, and it was like, no, it wasn't even that long ago, it was like 2 months ago. And they were like, I don't know what it was like, you Dumbo or something. I was like, I read the comment when it sprung up on my notifications, and I was like, really? Is that the best you can do? Like, I've had way worse than that. Bloody hell. You know, you got to do better than that. You know, fair play to the guys who regularly, you know, if there's a guy who regularly thumbs down, or a guy who regularly comments negatively, thankfully I don't get many negative comments actually that much anymore, but you know, if there's a guy who regularly does that, then he earns my respect because he's got persistence, you know. And I've said this before, like, if you've got that level of persistence, even in your negativity and being negative towards someone, you've got to give them a bit of respect for being just, like, damn flat out persistent over the course of a year or two. Yeah, okay, I don't like them being negative, but you gotta give them props for being, like, so persistent in what they want to achieve, in trying to knock you off this imaginary pedestal you're on, or that they think you're on. So yeah, and I think that's why many people, like, don't particularly, you know, many people, like, will thumbs down videos and stuff, not necessarily mine, but in general, because they don't have a YouTube channel themselves, and they feel that anyone who has a YouTube channel and is just sharing their story or sharing the way they do things is, like, on this kind of pedestal, and that they can't ever get to that. But if they just create a YouTube channel and be honest and be themselves, they might even succeed the person that they're hating. So it makes no sense to me why they don't just create a YouTube channel, you know, put the feelers out there to people, be friendly, be open and honest with their opinions, and just, you know, and enjoy the ride like everyone else. Maybe we wouldn't be so, maybe we wouldn't, like, maybe we'd feel a bit more fulfilled. That's what I'm trying to say, because a lot of these people who are negative towards you, it's because they're not feeling fulfilled themselves, not that you're not feeling fulfilled, you know. So it's, yeah, it's sad really to think that people are like that, but it's just how it is, isn't it? Haters gonna hate, haters gonna hat. Right, I'll just quickly go down. Forge your own path. Tom's in there. Hi there, Tom. Would like to get to 1,000 subs. Well, you can do that, Peter. You just need to keep going. It took me a while to get to 1,000. I think it was, must have been over a year. 18 months? 2 years? I don't know. Not. Maybe no, 18 months. I'd say it was till 1,000. So it was. I'd have to go back and check actually. I'd give them credit if they had their own channel, not just if they troll other channels. Exactly, yeah, Richard Payne says. It's like, you know, if they have a voice themselves, like, you know, if they create their own channel and stuff. Like, for example, me, I'll be honest, I've never disliked a YouTube video on YouTube. Well, okay, I'll be very honest. I did the other day, but it was by accident. I clicked the dislike instead of a like, so I quickly clicked the like instead. But, no, basically, I've never disliked knowingly a YouTube video. Now, that is because I know how crap it feels. I know how crap it can feel really, really crap. And I'm not going to quit. I'll just keep going. So it makes it feel worse in that way, because I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do. I've just got to keep going through all this hate. And it's kind of like wading through mud, if you get the analogy. So, you know, it's like you're just wading through all of this crap, and you know you can't quit, because if you quit, they're going to be happy. So it's very, very hard. So when I see dislikes on a video, I don't dislike it. If I really don't like the you know, the issue that they're tackling or something, well, I've never come across a video like that, you know, that's maybe racist or I don't know, ageist or whatever it would be, or sexist, or belittling a minority. I don't think I've ever really come across a video like that. In that circumstance, I might, you know, I probably would give it a thumbs down. But even the videos that I think they're fairly okay, but we've just randomly got a lot of thumbs down, I won't thumbs down that. I might not thumbs up it, but I won't thumbs down it. So, you know, it's just, everyone is free. With YouTube, everyone is free to have their say. That's why the thumbs down button is there. That's why the thumbs up button is there. So you can all have your say, you know, that's fair enough. But the issue is, like, when people have their say on the dislike button, but then 90% of those people who click the dislike don't give you any feedback in the comments of why they disliked it. Because if, like, they gave you a bit of feedback, maybe you could help them out. You know, you're never going to please everyone. Like, no one will ever please everyone. There's always going to be someone you've left out. But, you know, if there's something I could change in the video that might just suit one person, or might make their experience viewing me a little bit better, then I'm gonna you know, I'll try and change that. And then if everyone else is alright with me changing that, or the majority of my core audience, then that's cool. You know, we've got one other person on board, kind of thing. But you're never gonna get everyone on board. It's just never gonna happen. Have a look at my vlog. I did of Kingston up on Thames. Got one small vlog to edit tomorrow. As I said on my lives, do go and sub to everyone in this chat. Oh yeah, that's a good idea actually, Peter. Yeah, if anyone's got a channel, what the hell? Oh right, I thought, yeah. Sorry, I'll just finish that sentence before I go into that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so if anyone's got a channel, yeah, just click the little three little dots next to the name in the chat, and then click go to channel, and then you can sub to them or view the videos or whatever. So yeah, if anyone has got a channel, just, you know, maybe just drop in the chat now, I've got a channel, or YouTube channel or something like that, and then people who are watching this back even now can actually click the little three dots and go to the channel. So I thought, I saw Forge Your Own Path and said, how's your Neo ads? I thought that was the person above, and I was like, how do they know I've got Neo? Anyway, Skur, I think it is, says, how's it going with regards to slow sales? It's been better this week. I've done, I don't know exactly, but I've done about 400 since Monday. I did over 200 on Tuesday, I believe it was. Yeah, I think it was Tuesday. And I did like 140 yesterday. Oh, it might be over 400 in the last 4 days then. It might be about 450 in the last 3 to 4 days. I don't know. It's definitely over 400 though, because I did over 200 one day, and I did 140 yesterday. So I know that it's okay. The reason that is, it's not because my eBay is going phenomenally well. It's just because I've got an FBA shipment just checked in. So I've had, like, you know, 100 or so quid sales off that so far. So yeah, it's not necessarily that my eBay sales are actually going up. So the eBay sales are still quite low. I did 170 out of the 200 quid on Tuesday though, was eBay. So I had like a random spike day on eBay, but then every other day was bad. On Sunday, oh my god, I feel so embarrassed saying this, but, well, I don't feel that embarrassed because everyone has like no sales days and that. But it wasn't a no sales day, but in some regard, this is worse than a no sales day for me. I had one sale for one of my very, very old listings of Top Trumps cards, and I made £4.70, and I'm like, somehow that is worse than a no sales day, because it's like eBay is just saying, you know what, and this was right at the end of it. Well, no, it wasn't right at the end of the day, but it was like 3-4 o'clock or something anyway. But it was like, eBay was just like, you know what, we won't give you no sales day, but we're just going to throw this measly little sale at you of £4.70, and then you can see on your little chart for the next however many days, like 20, 30 days or whatever, that you've only done £4.70 on this Sunday. But I suppose I shouldn't complain. It is better than a no sales day, you know, if you're thinking logically it is, and mathematically it is. But for me, somehow it's like, oh, you know, £4.70, why didn't I just have a no sales day kind of thing? But anyway, I don't know why it's worse for me than a no sales day, but anyway, I don't know. But no, I had £4.70 Sunday. Saturday was like, oh, Saturday was 68, so that wasn't too bad. As I say, I don't know about Monday, but as I say, Tuesday was good, Wednesday was good, today's been dire. Oh no, not dire, I've had 50 quid on Amazon so far, so that's actually good, that's decent. But yeah, it's got a bit more consistency back this week. I'm happy with it in that respect. I just hope that it's going to continue, because it seems a bit, oh excuse me, seems a little bit you know, so flat, you know, a bit flat. Not, there's no pop, there's no like, you know, it's just kind of like, you know. I mean, the only pop I had was Tuesday, but it wasn't really a pop that actually sustained a long period of time. It was just like one random day. So yeah, anyway, I shouldn't complain, it's alright. What do you guys use for recording your screens with your webcam in the corner? I'll show you what I use right now. That one there. So, there you go. Literally just OBS. So you can probably see my OBS now, I'm not sure. But I just have a screen set up, so you can literally like move your webcam. Like that. And I just have it in there, OBS set up, and then I have my mic on the mixer here. And yeah, basically that's about it. Also down here you can see in the left hand corner, I've got my screen set up. This is actually the video that's coming out on Saturday. So you can see down there I've got my screen set up for that. And then I've got a blank screen here for my white. And then I've got Thursday, I've got a green screen haul, which is my space one, which is a bit crap because of the green screen lighting at the moment. And then I've got Thursday Talks, which is this one. So I'm thinking of adding a few more in there so I can flick back and two like I mentioned the other day. But yeah, so that's what I use. I use OBS, just download it free, Open Broadcaster software. It took me, God, how long did it take me to get OBS right? I'm still learning it, you know, I'm still learning it, but you can actually do the basic kind of webcam, you know, display monitor capture really, really easy. It just gets a little bit harder when you're trying to set the green screen up and you know, all that sort of stuff, and trying to set like, what else can you do? Like the mic up, and or you know, when you're trying to add more and more things to the scene, that can get a little bit harder. But it is fairly easy. So yeah. Right, I'll just go up the chat again. Oh, Tom asked about how's your Neo. I actually bought some more today. It's like 31. I am so addicted. Like I need to be stopped, like, with how much I'm buying, because, I mean, it's going to be great in the bull market. Like, I honestly, by my calculations, I'll pretty much be able to live off crypto in the bull market. Like, you know, by mid next year, end of next year, I'll be like full-time crypto kind of thing, because I've just bought so much over the past like 6 months of the bear market. But no, yeah, I shouldn't be buying that much. I did buy some more today, but I only bought 10 more Neo, but obviously at $31 a pop, that's like 250 quid, something like that. So yeah, I do need to be stopped with it a little bit, but no, I mean, I'm just counting on my Steam, really. I just like my Steam. But yeah, I'm just buying more as it goes down. Like, I want Neo to be like, I really don't want the bear market to end. I want Neo to be like $15, like $10 or $15. I don't think it's probably not going to get there. There's quite a lot of support around like the $27 area, $25, $27. So I don't think it's going to break below that particularly. It might do, but yeah, I don't think it is. So it would be great to get it at $10 or $15. If it was $15, that's like 11, 12 quid. I would get like 30, 40, 50 of them things easy. But you know, I just can't buy that amount, like with it being $31, $30. It's just too expensive to buy that much. But in the bull market, once I've done a bit more accumulating, like literally, you know, put maybe 300-400 quid extra in, which I can do. I'm gonna be laughing. Like, I'm gonna be. I won't be able. I don't need to be able to do eBay that much. Like, I'll just be chilling, because I'll just be like clicking a few buttons every day. Right, there's your money. Cool, awesome. Do a little bit of eBay if you want. Put a few listings on there. Chill. You know, that's what I want. I want all my bills to be paid for by like crypto, where I can just click a few buttons and my money's there. And then I want like, you know, eBay just to be, well, you can do a little bit of it for sort of spends and fun money. So yeah, that's my focus. I've wrote it down as well. I've wrote it down to get like a better perspective of like what I want in life, like, and this is gonna be like, I'm just gonna like proper hit hard on this goal, and it's very, very simple, but I've just literally put enough money to live off passive income with cryptocurrency to help me realize other dreams. So what I mean by that is I literally get all my money in from crypto every day passively, and then that frees up the entire day to do whatever I want. Like literally I could do like you know, I would like to do like acting. I would like to do something like to go to like drama school or something like that. I'd like to do more comedy shorts and more on YouTube. I'd like to do maybe a little bit of video marketing, but not too much to the point of being spammy and stuff with it. I'd like to do what else would I like to do? I'd like to realize a dream of being more of a like physical or visual comedian. I'd like to do more of that. I'd like to do, oh my god, there's like so much. Oh, I'd like to do Ads Emporium. I'd like to set up a production company, Ads Emporium Productions. Oh my god, I'd like to do the spa idea, the self-employed spa idea. So basically what I'm trying to do is cover my money for the day without doing any work, so that then I can realize other dreams. And people like 99% of people are like, you never do that, you'll never do that, you'll never do that. But I'm like, I've learned to think, right, look, watch me do it, just let me do it, right? Let me do it in the background, and then when I do it, I'll give it to you and be like, oh right, you did it. You know, it's like, yeah, I did it because I know I can do it, kind of thing. And it's not an egotistical thing, it's just because I know I can bloody do it. You know, it's not this like kind of egotistical like maniac kind of thing. Even if crypto were to go down, I'd find another way of doing it. I'd just have to be a bit slower with it. I'd do like peer-to-peer lending, or I'd invest in stocks instead of crypto, or something like that. It would just take me longer to realize the goal. I might be 50 instead of being 30 or something like that. So, you know, there's always ways to do it. You just gotta do these things. You know, what you need to do is like, think of something that you want to do. Think of how you want to earn money, not how anyone else wants you to earn money in a conventional sense, but how do you want to earn your money? And then think to yourself, why don't I just do it? Why don't I do it? And I understand there's more than that. You know, you might have other sort of commitments. You might have children or something like that. But there's a great quote that Jim Carrey said, and it's really stuck with me over the last few months. It's basically, his dad was an accountant, and he chose to go into accountancy instead of comedy because he thought it would be a safe job to bring his kids up with. You know, the money would help bring his kids up. And then when Jim Carrey was 12, his dad got let go from that safe job, and basically then he didn't have any money to feed his kids and all that sort of stuff. So what Jim Carrey realised from that is that you can fail at what you don't want to do just as much as you can fail at what you do want to do. So you may as well, and this is the quote, you may as well take a stab at what you want to do, you know, and just give it your all and just do it. So it's something that I've just thought, you know, and every day that goes by, it's so funny, like, every day, and this is me speaking very, very honestly, like, you get brutal honesty with me in some of these Thursday talks, and this is one of them. Like, every day, I just care less and less what other people think, and I think that's like a product of being self-employed. You know, like, the longer you're self-employed and the more money you earn with being self-employed, the less and less you care. Like, if you think about it in terms of like millionaires or billionaires, they do not give a crap what anyone says because they've got enough money to do with whatever they want. They could probably buy the house you live in and all that sort of stuff. So they really do not care, you know? And it's like, the more you're self-employed, the more you earn, the more you just keep pushing on and keep trying different things and failing and succeeding and all these different things and realising your goals and failing at some of your goals as well. The more time that just elapses, the more you just think, you know what, I don't care, you know, I'm just going to keep going, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do because I know I can do it, kind of thing, you know. So that's how I like to live my life. I'm not saying that's how you should live your life, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's a great way to live your life. But anyway, I bet I get so much hate for that in the comments, like, what are you doing saying all that crap? Oh, it's funny. We need to get some more collabs on the channel. As the live with the Celtic Traders was epic. Oh, do you mean what episode was that? Like episode 117 or something? Episode 115 or something? I don't know. Took me a while, lads, to get OBS to work, but it worked. Yeah, I was very impressed with you doing that, because it is quite hard to learn OBS and all that sort of stuff. I'm quite impressed with your thumbnails as well, actually, Peter, because honestly, I didn't know how you did one of those thumbnails. You had a thumbnail where it was you, and then there was half a background on the one side and half a background on the other. Now, before I had Photoshop, I didn't have a clue how to do that. So I was looking at that thumbnail, I was like, blooming hell, how's Peter got, how's he got to do that? I didn't know how you'd done it, so I thought, wow, that's cool. But yeah, so you've done really well with your channel anyway, and you're properly going for it as well. You're getting videos out all the time, so it's really, really good. But don't, like, don't burn out with it, or don't think you have to do a video every day or every other day. Do it at your pace, don't think to, just because, like, people say, do a video a day, or do this X many, X amount of videos per week. You don't have to do it, just, it's your channel, do, kind of whatever speed you want. If you want to do 3 videos a week, do that. 4 videos, 5 videos a week, do that. 1 video a week, do that. It doesn't really matter, but just make your own decision in how many you're doing, because obviously I went through a period of doing quite a lot of videos, like 1 a day or something like that, and it just burnt me out. So I don't want you to get kind of burnt out with it, if you are doing too many. But yeah. How's merch going, ads? Yeah, that's something I've not touched on. I actually haven't really done much with that. I've not seen any more sales with it. I've not seen, I think I might have not shared with you like 1 sale or something that I got a few weeks ago, but I've not had anything like, it's been like that. It's just flatline. Like I've got 100 designs up, all that sort of stuff, and I was getting regular sales. Well, I was getting like 2 a week or something, 2 or 3 a week, which is quite decent for 100 designs, and then like nothing. But I'm thinking it's something to do with uploads. So people have this theory with merch: when you upload a shirt, like they'll get like a bit of a boost or something, and it might trigger sales on your other designs or something. I don't know whether it's the theory or whatever. I'm not sure, but yeah, basically I've not been uploading, have I? Because I've got to my limit. So maybe that's having an effect. But to be honest, I've just been doing other things. I've like moved away from merch again. I want to go back into it. I want to reprice my inventory. But this is the annoying thing about merch, right? You can only reprice things individually. Now, I'm very aware that you can get a bulk repricer, like you can put it on your Chrome, and then you can bulk reprice all your, like, most of your items at once. Now, I've heard horror stories on, like, I don't know whether it was on Reddit or something, but whereas, like, it's something against Amazon policy or something to do that, or Amazon don't particularly like it if you do that and all that sort of stuff. So I didn't want to go down that route of getting one of them bulk things, but I really do think Amazon need to up their game with how you can edit your designs on merch, because there needs to be some sort of bulk edit option in there. It's ridiculous. And then when a design comes off, you can't get like the keywords for that design, or I think you might be able to get the title, but you can't get the keywords and stuff. So you have to keep a document with all the keywords and everything in for those designs so you can re-upload it. There should just be a relist button. Why the hell they don't do this? I think Amazon, right, can't be bothered putting those functions in place, because Amazon have a more mentality of you need us, you need us, we don't need you kind of mentality. Whereas eBay are more like focused on actually giving their sellers what they want and maybe listening to their sellers a little bit more. I know that, eBay don't listen to the sellers about everything, but I do feel like eBay have a more, they'll put things in there to the site that sellers want. Whereas Amazon is just like, we're doing it our way, and we'll just format the site how we want to format it, kind of thing. And I don't have a problem with Amazon FBA and listing on Amazon in that respect, but because that's great. I don't have pretty much any problems with that. But with Amazon merch, it seems very, very inefficient for the sellers on there. So yeah, when all the designs come off, I'm just going to be like, oh, I've got to put them on individually. Come on, give me a break, you know? It's like, I mean, how, that isn't efficient. That is not efficient. I've not got time to upload 90 designs or whatever, or however many designs it would be, back onto the platform, because I'm just doing the work twice then. I've not got the time to do that. I've not got the time to sit there for another God knows how many hours and do that. You know, I just can't. There's better ways to earn my money. There's easier ways to earn my money. So, yeah, I'm sure your mum and dad will want you to move out as well. Oh my God, don't get me started on that, George. They'll always say, well, my mum's not, but my dad's always say, oh, look at this nice house here, 84,000. You could move, and that, to be honest, it's a decent house for 84 grand. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, actually, but. Anyway, I don't want to move out. You know, I'm 22. I want a bit more time of. I'm lazy. I want a bit more time of, like, you know, I'm just being honest here. I want a little bit more time of chilling before I get on to all that sort of stuff. And besides, like, the average age to move out of a house these days is what, like 25, 26, maybe even more. So it's not like, you know, it's not like I'm over that age or anything. It's not like I'm 35 and you know, stuck at home or anything. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that it's not, you know, it's not like I'm really old and staying at home. I'm young still. I need another year or so just to experience the nice pleasures of being at home. Saying that though, I do all my cooking myself. I do washing up and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm just living the life of luxury. I'm doing things as well. But it's like there'd be more to it. You know, if I lived on my own, I'd have to do a bit more. So, and also the bills and everything. But it's not necessarily... The bills do worry me a little bit. But I could always just buy like a fairly low value house. And I'd easily cover the bills. It wouldn't be a problem. But I don't want to buy a low value house. I want to go in the deep end. I want to buy like a 200 grand, 250 grand house straight away. I'm not the kind of guy who would like moving, you see. So I just want to do it once in my entire life and just live in that house forever. So, you know, it makes sense to me just to wait a little bit and then do the 250 grand house. But if I do that, then the house prices rise while I'm waiting. So, yeah. I mean, the other option is to get like a house that I buy to do up to flip on, or a house that I buy to rent and stuff like that. I don't know the legalities and all that sort of stuff, but that could be an option. Stay at home for another couple of years, get a nice little sort of investment in a property, and then move out at a later date to another one. But then that's all to do with money and stuff, so I don't know. I don't know. And maybe I like the security of being at home for now. I think that probably that's what it is. But at the same time, I know that one day will come around where I will have to move out. And yeah, it's sad. The thing with me is, and I've talked about this a little bit with my counsellor, is I have a very big fear of responsibility. I don't like I would be like way out of my depth if I had kids. Or if, you know, if I had kids and I had a wife and I had to, like, pay for a load of stuff, I'd be way out of my depth. Now, someone who maybe has a little bit more of a alpha male mentality or a little bit more of a confident mentality in that respect with money, so he's a bit more confident with money, that would be fair enough. Now, I am confident about money and I know I can earn money. I just don't want to spend it on my family. I want just to provide for me. I don't want the responsibility of having to provide for anyone else. Like, I can deal with the responsibility in earning money for myself, but when it comes to my kids who actually need feeding in the morning, I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal with that responsibility. And I don't think I ever will. But one day, again, I'd love to have kids, and I'm going to just have to do it. If I really want to do it, I'm just going to have to do it. So maybe I never have kids. Maybe I'm 60 and I don't have any kids. I don't have any grandkids. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, you know, maybe I should have had kids. So I don't know. You got to do what you love. And I think that if I didn't have kids, I would regret it a lot more than you know, if I did. You know, if I had kids, you know, it's like kind of you think of yourself when you're older, and you think of yourself if you had kids or if you didn't have kids. I mean, if I didn't have kids, I'd think of myself as very lonely and, you know, just this kind of old man that wanders around, you know. Whereas if I had kids, I'd be like, you know, they come round and see me. You know, they teach me about the new technology or whatever at the time, and you know, we have a bit of a laugh, and I share them stories about my YouTube and about what was going on back in our time, and it'd just be nice, you know. So I think I've got to get over that fear of responsibility and push through it and actually take a little bit more responsibility and do the things that ultimately I really want to do, but that my fear, let's say, holds me back from doing them. Anyway, so we'll move on with chat. I am going to go in a minute, actually. I've just realised we're at an hour. Time to put your big boy pants on and make your own way in the world. Exactly. This is why I'm doing all this passive income stuff now. Because if I make enough passive income to, like, live off, then I can go out in the world and I don't need to do anything anyway. So it's kind of like, it's easy. I can go out in the world and I don't need any responsibility because I've got the money I need without having to do any work. So yeah, that's probably why I'm doing that. But anyway, I'll touch on, well, I won't touch on a little bit of this in the Saturday video, but the next video, the next podcast I'm going to do after the Saturday one, so the following Saturday, I might touch a little bit on this, about money and about things like that. And when, on Saturday, when the podcast comes out, you'll all be aware of what this is, you'll all be aware of the direction I'm kind of taking and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be really good for people to hear what I have to say in that podcast, and also in the following podcast as well. I think it's going to open up the open up myself a little bit more on this channel, because you might think I've been very open on this channel, which I have been, but I think that opening up on a deeper level is what's required to help myself and to give you guys a better understanding of where I'm going, who I am right now, what's happening in the future, and also, obviously, the podcast is going to hopefully help a lot of other people, but you'll get all that on Saturday in the podcast, so I won't reveal any more, but hopefully a lot of people will get some good use out of that, as well as it helps me. So I moved out at 18, best decision I ever made. Oh my god, no wonder you're so driven then, Tom. Bloody hell, because you must have been thrown in at the deep end. It was like, must have been do or die for you kind of thing. And that's the thing, like, if I get in that decision, realm of do or die, I get very, I don't attack that. Like, if I have so much pressure of being like, you've got to do this or you haven't got to do this, I just shy away, I just like run away. So, literally, I would probably run away. If I got a house of my own, I'd probably literally buy the house and then just leg it as far away as I could. Because I've always had this plan B, which if everything goes wrong, if all my money gets thrown away, if I've not got anything to live for in this particular part of the world, all that sort of stuff, except, you know, maybe family and stuff, I'd run away to Africa, I'd join one of them indigenous tribes, and I'd just live how humans lived, you know, 5,000, 10,000 years ago, and be more contented with my existence, away from the fear of trying to get money and the fear of trying to, you know, be someone and do something with my life, and just chill and just be a human being. Be a human being. Emphasis on the being part, not a human doing in the sense of you have to do all these things. And I actually got that, well, I don't know when my dad came up with that quote, he probably didn't, but he used to always say that to me. He used to say, you gotta be, not do, just be there, you know, just be a human being, not a human doing, not frantically doing all these different things and killing yourself kind of thing. So yeah, I think there's definitely something in that. 250k is low value add. No, it is not round here. Like 250k, you can get a house round here for like 100k, if that. Like, it's not, like, I know I'm in Cheshire, but I'm in like one of the worst parts of Cheshire. Like, it's not posh round here. Like, I mean, other than Knutsford, but like, you know, Woodheath, or where else, like, yeah, like Woodheath and then Northwich, and then you've got like Damefield right next to Northwich, which is like proper, that's like, yeah, anyway, but that's, you know, so it's not yeah, it's not like really mega valuable around here. I mean, I am up north, so as everyone says, like up north or whatever they say, so it's not like necessarily really high value. If I went down south, I'd have a hard time of it, you know, but obviously up here it's easier. And yeah, I have thought about maybe moving further afield, you know, like, but then I wouldn't get to see my family and stuff, and I'd feel quite alone if I moved further afield. But if I moved further away, then I'd get houses, I might get houses even cheaper, so yeah. Anyway, it's got to be a financial decision and a family decision, and, you know, I mean, not a family decision in the sense that they're making it for me, but I mean a family decision in the sense that do I want to live somewhat close to my family rather than further away. Especially with my grandparents getting up in age, I would hate to move away and then obviously one of them passes away and then I've not seen their kind of final days. That would be, yeah, it would be really, like, it'd be tough for me to do that. And I suppose there's never a right time to do something. You just got to do these things, and it's so hard to think like that. So hard to think that, you know, you have just got to do these things, and you're the only one that can make that choice at the end of the day. You know, that final choice is only yours to make. So it's hard life, you know, it's hard making these decisions, and running a business is very hard. Anyway, I'll leave it there. I've rambled enough. As I say, I've got that podcast coming out on Saturday. Hopefully people will get some joy out of it. Hopefully it'll explain a little bit more about what's in my mind, and maybe even explain a little bit about maybe my openness or honesty in this episode of Thursday Talks. Maybe it'll give you a bit more of an illumination into what I'm dealing with and all that sort of stuff. And as I say, I hope that, you know, providing what I'm dealing with, I'm hoping that's going to help more and more people. But if you'd like to know what the podcast is about, as I say, go on my Instagram. I think it's @robbo96, and you'll be able to see the post there about what the new podcast is going to be about. If you can't even wait till Saturday, which I'm sure you can. But yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for everyone joining me in the chat. I know I didn't get I know I didn't get through all the questions or anything. I just ramble. I apologise. Anyway, I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you very much for joining me.